haven't been able to do a video on this, and so we really wanted to do something on this. We're going to probably write an article as well. But this is such huge, colossal news for LSU and what they're doing, recruiting-wise. Weston Davis flipping, 5-star offensive lineman flipping from Texas A&M to become a Tiger is seismic news among the recruiting landscape and recruiting services. They're scrambling. They don't know whether to downgrade him to a 4-star all of a sudden because he joined LSU, LSU fans will understand that. But no, really, they're scrambling to know whether LSU, how far they're gonna rise into the top 10 after this type of move, because LSU they're on the rise. And we told you while you were all melting, so many of you were melting, texting me stuff about how bad we were recruiting and sending messages at my guy Sherman Wilson, kind of, you're losing recruits, and saying all this really mean, nasty shit on Twitter, which is, fine, whatever. That's your life. That's like the apex of your day, is to do that. And you're doing it to people who have 10, 20 different apexes of their day. So it's just kind of funny. But Sherman, these guys, they're not done yet. Weston Davis is a huge, huge flip. Because let's put it this way, Brad Davis, he is stockpiling the talent. 2022, he comes in at the 2021 season, he's hired by Coach O. So he was one of the only few coaches on that staff, on Kelly's staff, to have a full 2022 recruiting cycle. He did. He had one, and he made great use of it. Will Campbell, Emory Jones, Bo Bordelon, they all come aboard. And then, he does work in the transfer portal with Miles Frazier coming along. Ends up being a starter for LSU. So, LSU going into 2023, Tyree Adams, DJ Chester, who just played some huge SEC reps in a debut for Charles Turner. Basically came in the second half and won us a game as a freshman at center. Lance Hurd, only allowing a single pressure in 59 snaps in his first start for LSU, has been incredible. He makes it look easy, just like you saw from Will Campbell and Emory Jones when they came on. So you've got clear pathways of development, and any offensive lineman, throw away my fanhood of LSU, throw away even my knowledge of LSU, pretend I have no idea about LSU. If I'm an offensive lineman, I still want to go to LSU. You know why? If I'm paying attention to if I'm an offensive lineman that's a top 5 offensive lineman in the country, I'm paying attention to offensive linemen. I'm paying attention to what the best do. I'm paying attention to how they do their craft, correct? So, if I'm watching the best in college football, that means I'm watching Will Campbell. That means I'm also watching Emory Jones. That means I'm watching that LSU offensive line, the best in college football right now. And that means, you're seeing guys like Garrett Dellinger, weren't even recruited by Brad Davis, but are playing 100 times better this season than they did before Brad Davis arrived. You've seen Garrett Dellinger's growth in 2022 and 2023 after a really injury-hampered 2021. So, everybody on that offensive line are flying on all cylinders. And who wouldn't want to join that? Weston Davis, who wouldn't want to join that? So Weston Davis, another 5-star acquisition for Brad Davis. that's a 5-star every single season. Will Campbell, Lance Hurd, and now this young man. So people saying, where's the 5 stars from LSU? Where's the 5 stars? Don't get so hung up in star chasing histrionics. They don't always mean anything. At the same time, there are some guys who are rated a 5-star for a very good reason. Like, there's just some no-brainer guys, okay? Some duh guys. Weston Davis is a duh guy. He was always a flip we felt was possible for the 2024 class. We always felt he was possible. And here he is, looking damn good. And, there's depth guys, Paul Mubenga, Bo Bordelon, Marlon Martinez. He's really ensconced LSU's offensive line roster development for the next few seasons in a beautiful way. Brad Davis has. LSU are going to be dominant at the offensive line for some time to come, and that was already the case before Weston Davis's arrival, before his signature. Before his commitment. He hasn't signed yet. Before his commitment and how powerhouse that looks, LSU still had such a stacked roster at offensive line. You've seen the development, you've seen the rise, you've seen everyone just jump up a level there. So Weston Davis's addition, it's a surprising thing, but it shouldn't be. This is the best offensive line coach in America. Who wouldn't want to play for him? If you play offensive line and you don't want to play for that guy, you should not be playing football. I think, someone like Cole Kubelik, offensive lineman in his blood, T-Bob Hebert, even though, he's biased, LSU fan. But you listen to Cole Kubelik, I bet you'd say the same thing about a guy like Brad Davis, okay? I bet someone like Cole Kubelik loves Brad Davis. Because what's not to love about watching what his groups do and how they punish teams? But they don't just punish teams. They do it symphonically. They look like an orchestra out there. Everybody has a job. Everybody has a role. And it's all different. It's all going on at the same time. But it's cohesive. It's all of one. It's all different, but it's all of one. It's beautiful to watch. All the different pulling, all the different mechanisms, all the way that they're creating these protections to stop a variety of different pressures and keeping Jaden Daniels whole, understanding how he likes to escape the pocket, and maybe if they get beat off the edge, they know, okay, if I just can't get in this guy's way slightly and push him to this outer edge, Jaden Daniels will tuck it in and run on the inside, on my inside leg, or vice versa. He'll go the outside if I move him inside. Those little type of things. And they've had a year together to really get that, a year and a half now. And you're seeing, that's why this offense is unbelievable. Now, we've seen this twice at LSU, okay? We've seen this twice at LSU. Our two greatest offenses are offenses that took a year to get it together and then in 1 year exploded, right? And we get them for one season. And that's kind of the sad part about this. The next thing that has to happen, how do we get this where we get a guy who comes in as a freshman, as a sophomore, and we are willing, we are ready, we are willing to play this guy for 3 seasons. 4 seasons even. We want 3 or 4 seasons of this. And I don't care if he's a freshman. I'm not worried about too much too soon. Some people just have to play. And so you love what you're seeing with LSU. You love what you're seeing with roster management under Brian Kelly. except for, what's going on with the defensive backfield, what's going on with the defensive line. But we are going to get into that in some future videos. We wanted to kind of just make this offensive line centric as hell. There's some coughs from the sage.